Hey guys, it's James Schulfer here, and I just wanted to talk for a few minutes at least. I can elaborate it on more later, but about why I think it's important to learn multiple instruments, or at the very least, have some experience with more than one in jazz and for music in general. For me, I play a lot of stuff. I've done in addition to guitar, of course, bass and drums and pianos, as most, if not all, music students, music majors have to do. Yeah, I think that's pretty common, at least for guitar players having, or modern like electric players having a few things they do, playing bass on their own records and that kind of thing. But what I do is, at least in regards to jazz, I this past year I started playing vibraphone in the band because we were doing a whole lot of tunes. We had a surplus of guitar players in the group, so while we were doing some stuff at my school band, I was ended up just kind of screwing around on vibes one day, and the professor had walked and was like, "Wait, were you playing the marimba? Do you know how to do that?" And I had two choices. I could say, "Yeah, I know how to play the vibes," or I could say, no. And so I decided to just go for it, like, yeah, sure, I know how to play it, which is definitely a dangerous move to make. I would be careful if you do something like that. But regardless, I was able to pick out the four mallet technique. I think because I had the theory and stuff in my head, it became easier to just deal with the concentrating on the technique. But I digress. The real issue is that because I didn't have I don't have the same kind of dexterity on the vibraphone as I do in the guitar, it made me think about the lines I would play when improvising, or kind of how I would comp and the voicings I would use. It made me think about that really differently because different instruments, of course, have different things they can do, and it is great to be able to be in a different role in the band. But really, just like having something that helps you have to look at it in a different way, whether because you have a different level of skill, it serves a different function in the band than you're normally doing if you're playing piano and you're normally a horn player or something, I don't know. But it helps to look at something in a different way than you do usually. Whether it's, for me on the vibraphone, it was okay thinking of making phrases, more connected phrases, a little bit easier, because on the guitar I could kind of go all over the place, but on the vibraphone I would kind of have to think and say, okay, what would worked best to go to next. And so that did a great deal of helping for me to simplify phrasing, connect phrasing, etc. And so I think that that's highly useful for any instrumentalist, whether you're, switching over to another comping instrument, or whether you're learning another, drums or bass or anything like that. Of course, you want to keep your practicing focused in on your main instrument, at least if that's the path you're going on. But I guess the point is, I'm not trying to say you need to start splitting it like a whole bunch, but just having some time devoted to something else, whether it is in a band situation or even just in the practice room or at home, it can help to just, get out of ruts in one way, or just to expand your world in another, because I think it's quite easy for, again, modern guitar players especially, but really all instrumentalists, to kind of get into the whole of, okay, I play trumpet, guitar, whatever, and I do this, I do that, So I think that by playing something else, it helps to get out of that rut, in that pigeonhole. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the subject. I can talk about more and maybe give some more hard examples, but just in the beginning, I think I just wanted to talk a little bit how I think it's important to just to have that multi-instrumentalist knowledge and ability. So I think that's something you can start to look at. Piano is always a very good choice if you're not already a piano player, or drums, a percussion instrument, can be very useful too. And yeah, so think about that. Give it a try. Let me know if I can help you with any other questions, or if you have any other questions. I can try to hit some of them. Just make sure to, as you know, like or subscribe or whatever you like, or don't. I'm just happy to make content that I hope will be able to help others on their path to become better musicians as I go further on mine. So thanks so much.